You look emo.
I am emo.
Hi everyone, it's Karli Reese and welcome back to my channel. So today I'm here with Josie and we are doing another eat with me, but neither of us are hungry. So we're actually doing drink with me and we're drinking water because, yeah, basically we're just going to be answering some questions while we drink some water. Okay. The first question is, do you think you're going to be best friends forever?
Yeah. I think we will. Karli's definitely one of my only friends that I would see myself being friends with all throughout all the phases and ages of
Dude,
my
imagine
life.
when we're like old and crinkly.
I know.
Are you gonna come over for supper?
Yeah.
That's cool. What happens if one of us like moves away though?
I think we would still talk to each other.
Facts.
Yeah. Like, I don't know. If one of us moved away, obviously we would not see each other often.
Yeah.
But I still think we would talk and be friends.
Funniest memory together? I don't even know. We have a lot of funny memories together. I have a funny one.
What?
That involves the cop story that I've never told before on the video.
Haven't?
I think I did, but we didn't really tell the like full thing.
Yeah.
So basically, Josie and two other people and I all went to this park and they were all smoking weed. I wasn't though.
Yeah,
I wasn't.
No, I could see that you weren't.
Well, I wasn't because I didn't smoke weed at that time.
Yeah.
And I was driving a rental car. And all of a sudden, a cop like pulls in. So we're like, oh, we're gonna go behind like these baseball dugouts and hide. Because what else are we gonna do?
No, you're like cutting out the funnier parts of this story. When he said that there was a cop.
I think I said it. I was like, that's a cop. And everyone was like, no, it's not. And I was like, yeah, it is.
And then,
or maybe it wasn't me.
And then everyone just started sprinting. So
we got scared.
And I had to grab all the bag of evidence and I was running with it, like, and I had to dump it behind a tree on the way to the baseball dugouts because I was falling behind everyone.
Yeah.
And I didn't want to like leave anything like a trail towards us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if you ask why we were like running and stuff, obviously
there was multiple reasons why.
Yeah, we were
COVID
16 and smoking weed.
Yeah.
COVID
Illegal.
curfew.
Rental car.
16-year-old driving a rental car. Out past like after hours. Because I mean, I was 16. You can't even have more than one person in the car too. Like we were screwed in so many different ways. So yeah, we just didn't want to be there. And COVID curfew and where we were was like 10 and it was not 10. So we were scared. And then, okay, another cop shows up and we're still hiding behind the baseball dugouts. So we're like trying to plan a way to like escape this place when realistically there is no way. And we also only had one phone on us, which I had, even though it was your phone.
Yeah.
I always had your phone for some reason because I was never allowed to have a phone. But no one else had their phone except for Josie, but I had it and the phone was at like 10%. So I'm like looking on a map, like trying to plan like an escape plan because we are so scared. And okay, so let's say, how do I like draw this? Just basically, there's these baseball dugouts and the cops are like over here in the parking lot. If you are over like this way, there's just this
in the center.
There's just this long field which is like very visible to like the people in the parking lot over here.
Well, since it's a baseball dugout, you know, like the baseball dugout would be here and this would be the playing field. So the playing field was like right here and
no, the place that we ran on was a soccer field.
Oh.
That whole empty thing was a soccer field.
Okay, then I guess right behind the dugouts was a soccer field.
Yeah.
And there was like this gate going along right here and then it started the woods. Like it just continued.
So like in between, like here's the gate, it's like the soccer field in the woods. So at the very end of this super long soccer field is like the road. So eventually more and more cops keep showing up. Like literally, honestly, I think there might have been 5 of them. No. Like it was just getting aggressive. There was like a lot. Yeah. I don't know why. They just kept multiplying. Maybe they were bored and wanted to pick on us or something.
They definitely did.
But it got to a point where the cop physically started driving on the soccer field like towards us. So we're like, okay, we're gonna take a sprint. Obviously me and Josie at the time were very physically active. COVID, I mean, I wasn't in sports, we weren't doing nothing.
Yeah.
So these two dudes, obviously, whenever they're in the gym and stuff, they can freaking run. Like, we cannot run.
Yeah.
So they make it all the way to the end, to, like, the road, and then, like, once you walk over, like, down the road, there's a neighborhood. Yeah, me and Josie couldn't do that. But me and Josie are running. So, one, I slip and, like, face plant in the grass.
After Karli, like, tripped, and we were still running, she got up and we kept running. The police officer, because it was dark out, so, like, we were good as long as the headlights weren't on us, because then they couldn't see us, is what we thought. The headlights were facing us. So I thought everyone was gonna duck.
Yeah,
and so
I was gonna bring that up, but that didn't happen until after. So, we're all laying on the ground. And I'm like sitting there like I want to be in my bed. I'm so scared, and everyone's like so relatable. What?
Are you gonna say how like there was the fence and they were just sitting there staring at us?
Oh yeah, like we were laying on the ground with these police with their brights on.
It was neon hoodies.
People had neon hoodies on, and we're just like laying on the ground, and they have their brights on us. So then we're like, okay, we need to run. Like it's life or death. Like if we don't run, we're gonna get arrested. So we start running, and for some reason Josie, like we're all running, Josie just dives to the ground, like thinking that we're all just gonna stop and like hide on the ground, but no, we keep running. So now Josie's laying on the ground, like no one's laying with her. And here's the funniest part of this entire story. So I like turn around, I'm like, we need to jump the fence, like we had to. So we don't have like, we have one phone, but we didn't turn the flashlight on because obviously that would make us like visible. So Josie jumps the fence, then I jump the fence, and then next thing you know, I just hear like like big crash, like a bunch of noises, and I'm like, Josie? I kept saying your name over and over again. No response. And then I turn the flashlight on, and you're like, turn the fucking light off. And I just see Josie. Over this fence is just this massive ditch, and there's like water, like it's like a creek basically, and I just see Josie's body, like legs up here, head down here, like laying into this ditch, and I'm just like standing there like, oh my god. So she finally gets up, and we make our way like through the woods, and then
we emerge out of the woods the same time as our two friends emerge.
They make it like into the neighborhood, we make it into the neighborhood, like going through the woods. So we finally met each other, we had someone pick us up, and then later we came back and retrieved the car, and then everything was fine. But that night was so traumatizing. I was so afraid that they were gonna like write down the license plate and like call my dad and stuff. Like I was so scared because I did not want my parents to find that out at all. I would probably get that car taken away. But that was a really, really funny story.
Oh my god, that is the funniest.
I know. I wish like I could relive that, even though that was like the worst night of my life. Like, it was so bad.
Anxiety to the max, but
oh, it was so scary. And Josie had like, I had burrs all over my pants and shoes, but Josie had her hair in like a bun, and she spent like hours taking her hair apart. It was terrible. This is funny. So, when me and Josie were 14, we used to sneak out of her house like all the time. And back then, she was dating this guy, and the guy that like, it was like, I wasn't dating the guy, but it was just like best friends, and Josie was dating the guy, whatever. So we just had always hung out, and actually your boyfriend wasn't even there. This is basically turning into just us telling funny stories. So we leave, we sneak out, and everything's fine, whatever, we're just having fun, blah blah blah. When we had left, your dad and mom were sitting on the couch watching The Walking Dead.
Oh.
And I mean, realistically, they thought we were only going to be gone for a little bit.
Well, we told them we were going to the movies or something.
Oh yeah, we told them we were going to the movies.
We always said
we always said we were going to the movies, and by the time we got back, they were sleeping because it was like 4 in the morning, probably even later.
Yeah.
So we go to the movies, which we weren't doing anything bad. We were literally just hanging out with people, and I mean, we're 14, like our parents aren't going to let us go hang out with guys or girls or whatever that late at night. Yeah. So we left, and finally we decide, okay, let's go back to Josie's, and it was probably like 3, 4 in the morning. So we get back, and the TV is still on in the living room. Her parents are still sitting there watching The Walking Dead. Like, it had been like 5 hours of them watching The Walking Dead. So we're like, oh, let's go to Kroger, because we thought that would be a good idea. By the time we get back from Kroger, they'll probably be in bed by now. So we go to Kroger, only had one phone, which was Josie's, and her dad texts her like, where are you? Like, I'm going to freak out. Like, and we were scared. And then of course Josie's phone dies. She never got to respond to the text.
And weren't we like composing something that was like, hey, this is like her, or I were trying to him. Didn't I text him on Jacob's phone?
Yeah. So she texted off of our guy friend's phone and said like, oh, like, I'm sorry, Dad, we'll be home soon. The car broke down.
Yeah.
We said the car broke down.
I was stressing.
So we are like, okay, we just need to go back and like we need to figure it out. So we're like, okay, we're gonna walk in the house, our guy friend's gonna come, he's gonna say all these technical car parts that got messed up because it'll make the story believable. So the three of us walk in, me, Josie, and this guy, and immediately her dad like is like, get out, I don't want to talk to you, right, like to this guy. And he's like, no, hold on. And your mom's like, I want to hear what he has to say. And your dad's like, get out. Like, it was so scary. Yeah. And yeah, honestly, we never even got in trouble for that. No. Honestly, neither of us did, but that was a scary moment.
I know.
But here's the last story that I'm gonna tell. Is so this night we also were going to hang out with these same two people, and everything just got messed up throughout like the entire night. So one, it was like freaking tornadoes outside. Like, it was terrible. So they had waited like 2 hours, like parked somewhere in the pouring rain, like waiting for us because we were waiting for your parents to go to bed. So finally they come pick us up and we leave, and next thing you know, your mom's like, oh, I need earbuds, can you bring me the earbuds? You're like, no mom, I don't have earbuds. And she's like, oh well, I'll just come upstairs and get them. You're like, no mom, there's no earbuds up here. And like your mom's like literally trying to go upstairs and we're not there, and she's asking you to bring stuff and we're not there, so that's like a problem. Eventually though, she like shut up though and like didn't ask anymore. So then that problem got solved. So keep in mind, I always used Josie's phone because like majority of the time we were hanging out with her boyfriend. So like I don't know, I guess I was
It was just
bored.
a dynamic we had, like,
yeah, it just was like I'd log into my Snapchat and just be on Josie's phone, and she was just chilling with her boyfriend and I'd be on her phone. Like, it was fine.
Yeah.
So it was a dynamic we created, so I was so used to it. So we're all the way in like a different city, in a different state. It was like 20-30 minutes away, and Josie's dad texts her and is like, where are you?
No, what are you doing? Is what
oh yeah, said. What are you doing? He said, what are you doing? And okay, here's the funny part, is this entire time, since we had this dynamic going, I thought Josie's phone was my phone.
Same.
Like when we went out, like Josie's phone was my phone.
Yeah.
Like it was just a set dynamic. So when dad is texting, it's my dad, it's not Josie's dad, but it was Josie's phone, so it was in fact Josie's dad, but in our mind it was my dad. So Josie's dad is like, what are you doing? And I'm like, sitting on Josie's bed watching a movie. And he's like, what? Because not only am I talking about Josie in third person to Josie's dad, he's looking in Josie's bedroom, and we're not sitting on the bed watching a movie. And he's like, you're not sitting on the bed watching a movie. And I'm like, yeah, I am. Like, what are you talking about? I'm literally sitting on the bed. And it's just back and forth of him being like, no, seriously, like, and then you're not watching a movie.
And then I think I realized,
yeah, you were like, oh my god. And I was like, what? And you were like, that's my dad. And I was like, oh my god. Like, it was terrible, because like, so I don't even remember how we got out of that, to be honest.
I wonder if I still have that. Hold on, because I don't delete text messages.
Just like was terrible. I mean, like, it was so I was full on convinced my dad was texting. And back then my parents were really, really strict, so we had just gotten to a different city. I was like, turn the car around, like, we are going back now. And we were like speeding to get home because like I was sure my dad was gonna pull up to Josie's house and like freak out. But this whole time it wasn't even my dad. Do you like each other's boyfriends? I feel like we both have the same answer for this.
What's the answer?
I like your boyfriend. Like, I don't have any problems with him, but like, as being your best friend, I'm always going to have a problem with him.
And I feel like our boyfriends have definitely done us wrong.
I just think there's little things that like obviously have happened in a relationship, in both of our relationships. Obviously it's normal for things to happen in a relationship, so it's like, for me it's easier to get over like things that happen to me, but for like someone who's trying to protect me, it's a little different. Like, you can forgive your boyfriend for things, but maybe I'll never forgive him for those things.
Yeah.
But it doesn't mean I don't like him.
Yeah.
So someone said, does Josie have any siblings? She actually has a brother and a half-sister, which is just funny. I'm actually related to Josie's half-sister. We're cousins, but I'm not related to Josie. It's a really complicated story, but I'm related to her half-sister through, you know, the other side that she's not related to her sister through, like her dad's side. And actually Andrew, my oldest brother, and her dated in 6th grade, not knowing that they were cousins. So I think that's a really funny thing. Okay, so that is it for today's video. The sun is kind of going down, creating a terrible glare on your face, to be honest.
Yeah.
But I know this video kind of turned out a little bit different. We just kind of started talking about memories and stuff like that, but hopefully they were funny to you guys. We can probably make a million more videos like this. We just need to take some time to like think and remember things, because we have been friends for a very, very long time. But Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope you liked it. Make sure you give it a thumbs up, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.
Bye.